Good evening and welcome to this evening's meeting of the Planning Commission. We have made arrangements for the public to participate. I would like to ask Mr. Turner to explain how you can do that at this time.
Yes, thank you, Chair Doran, for the procedures for communicating tonight. The commissioners will have their webcams on for the duration of the meeting. For those presenting on an item on tonight's agenda, we ask that you also turn on your microphone and webcam during the presentation of your item. A member of staff will assign you keyboard and mouse controls if you are displaying a presentation. We then kindly ask that you turn off your webcam and microphone when done with the presentation portion of your item unless called upon by the chair. During the public comment period, members of the public will have the opportunity to share their comments or questions by clicking on the hand icon on your screen, upon which staff will introduce you and activate your microphone. Alternately, if you are calling in to tonight's meeting, please click *9 on your keypad to notify staff that you would like to give public comment. If multiple people are speaking from the same account, please let us know at the beginning of your time and we will make sure each person gets a chance to speak. And with that, I will hand it back to you.
Thank you. I'm going to call the roll now. I've been notified that Commissioner Barnes and Vice Chair DeCarty won't be with us this evening. Commissioner Harris?
Present. Hello.
Hi. Commissioner Kennedy?
Present.
Commissioner Riggs?
Present.
Commissioner Tate? It appears Commissioner Tate is not with us either. And myself, Chair Doran, present. So we have 4 members. We do have a quorum. We'll proceed with tonight's agenda. I'd like to see first if we have any reports and announcements from Ms. Sandmeyer.
Yes, good evening, Chair Doran and commissioners. So the City Council will meet tomorrow at 6 p.m. and one of the items on the agenda is a discussion and direction to staff on potential residential rezoning in the RMU zoning district in City District 1 and increasing permitted density elsewhere in the city. That concludes my updates, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the commission for Ms. Sandmeyer? Not seeing any. I'll move to item D on our agenda, the public comment. Under public comment, the public may address the commission on any subject not listed on the agenda and items listed under consent calendar. Each speaker may address the commission once under public comment for a limit of 3 minutes. Please clearly state your name and address or political jurisdiction in which you live. The commission cannot act on items not listed on the agenda, and therefore the commission cannot respond to non-agenda issues brought up under public comment other than to provide general information. Mr. Turner, do we have any hands raised for public comment?
I don't see any hands at the moment, but just as a reminder, if you would like to give public comment, please click the raise hand icon at the bottom of your screen, or if you are calling in, *9 will raise your hand.
Yeah, let's give them a minute. Still no hands?
Still no hands.
Okay, I'm going to close public comment. We will have additional opportunities for public comment on the individual agenda items as we get to them. We have no items on our consent calendar this evening, so I'll move to the public hearing portion of tonight's meeting. First up, item F. Commissioner Harris.
Sorry, I just want to let you know that Commissioner Tate is trying to get on, but is having connectivity issues. So to the extent that someone from the city could try and help her, that'd be great.
Yeah, do we have someone who could call her? Maybe make sure she has the dial-in number if she can't get connectivity. Ms. Sanmar, do we have anyone available who could do that?
I can try to reach her.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
I think I will proceed in, maybe we should give her a minute, because if we start the agenda item without her, then she won't be able to participate in the vote. So I'm going to wait just a minute to see if we can get Commissioner Tate on the phone or in the meeting.
Chair Doran,
Yeah.
she just texted me. I think it's the windstorm. She's having a lot of trouble. She said, go ahead and start this one without her. Hopefully she'll get in on the next one.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yep, that's
Thanks.
okay. We still do have a quorum.
you.
So I will open item F1. This is a use permit by Aaron Fox-Curran at 1044 Berkeley Avenue. This is a request for a use permit to partially demolish an existing one-story single-family residence and attached garage and construct first and second story additions, including an attached garage, on a substandard lot with regard to minimum lot area and width in the R1U single-family urban residential zoning district. The addition would be greater than 50% of the existing floor area and is considered equivalent to a new structure. We have a staff report on this application by Ms. Khan. Did you have anything to add to the staff report or any corrections, Ms. Khan?
Good evening, Chair Doran and commissioners and people in attendance. There's no updates to the staff report. However, I did want to mention an information. I do know that commissioners in the past have asked about window assembly. And in the project description letter for this project, we do see that they have mentioned that they'll be using the simulated divided light. I do know that they will be using spacer bars. However, I am unsure about the true assembly of the window, so I'm not sure if there will be gridding on both sides or not. So if the commission wishes, they may place a project-specific condition in regards to the window assembly.
Thank you. Do we have any clarifying questions for Ms. Khan? Okay, we have someone from the applicant here for a presentation.
Yes, we do have the property owner and the designer with us today.
Okay,
Yep.
Whatever order you guys would like to go in.
Yeah, I'll start off. So I just wanted to thank you all for the opportunity to present this project tonight. So my name is Aaron Fox-Curran. My husband, James, my husband and I, we have 3 young girls, and we are located in the Flood Triangle neighborhood of Menlo Park. We have a fantastic street with wonderful neighbors. And really at the heart of this project is to add on to our home so that we have adequate space for our growing family as working parents and the ability for out-of-town family to stay with us. And Jason Mundy, who designed the home with us, is also on the call. And we're happy to address any questions today.
Thank you. Mr. Mundy?
The one outstanding feature on this home that was in question from the beginning was the nature of the garage. Currently there was a single car garage, and so although this appears to be a double garage, it is a single in use, which is really set by the pattern that's established for this neighborhood. So that is one area that did come up, and you might have questions on. We're happy to address that. But we really tried to keep the second floor set back, reduce the massing of the structure, so it was appealing from the street level. So it's just a brief summary of the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any clarifying questions from the commission before we go to public comment? I'm not seeing any. So I would like to open this application up to public comment. Mr. Turner, can you see if we have any hands raised?
At the moment, I don't see any hands raised. Again, as a reminder, if you would like to give public comment, click the raise hand button at the bottom of your Zoom screen, or if you're calling in, click *9 on your phone.
Okay, let's give it just a minute in case anyone wants to speak.
Still not seeing any hands raised at this time.
Okay. I'm going to close public comment and bring it back to the commission for any comments or questions from the commissioners. Don't all talk at once. Commissioner Harris.
Me again. Yeah, I just wanted to point out that we did get comment from a neighbor, William Brown, at 1043 Berkeley Avenue, who is in support of this plan, but also wanted to make the comment to urge the city to make changes to the use permit requirement for substandard lots. And I just wanted to make the point that there have been many instances in my short time on this commission that it seemed unnecessary for our neighbors with smaller lots to bear a burden of coming before the planning commission when it's simply because their lots were slightly less wide or depth or overall size. And so just wanted to make that point and I'm wondering what would be the process for making a change, which I realize this would be a big change. Just as we think about moving forward and how this might dovetail with the rule for affirmatively furthering fair housing. Just wanted to make that point and also make a quick question of the city about what would it take to make that change.
Thank you. I think it would take an amendment to the zoning ordinance, but I'll ask Ms. Sandmeyer to confirm that.
Yes, that's correct. It would, the zoning ordinance would have to be amended, and that's something that would be initiated by the city council.
Yep. Okay. I just wanted to bring that onto the record, and I wanted to thank Mr. Brown for sending in his comment. That's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you. Commissioner Riggs.
Thank you. I did want to take the bait and just ask to confirm what windows are proposed for this project.
Jason, do you want to take that one? I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I was just looking at that real quick. I didn't have that up on my screen. Let's see here. So the windows are a Milgard Tuscany series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's, oops. That's all I need to know. And for those who aren't familiar, Tuscany is a vinyl window, but it has the appearance largely of a wood window. The mullions are inside, outside, and in the middle. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Kennedy.
I'm a big fan of these projects where folks take a small house, but a good house, and they make it bigger, but not too big. They make it fit their growing needs, which I think is fantastic. Especially as we see more and more houses coming down just to build, the biggest possible house you can build on your lot. I'm going to make a motion that we approve this project.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I second. Oh, or maybe Commissioner Riggs, I'm not sure.
Okay, I think you were the first. Commissioner Riggs, did you want to say something else? You still have your hand up. Okay, I will call the roll then. Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Riggs?
Yes.
And I'll vote in favor as well. So the application is approved as submitted with 4 votes in favor and 3 absences. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item on our agenda, F2, is a use permit by Thomas James Homes for 905 Sherman Avenue. This is a request for a use permit to demolish an existing 1-story single-family residence and detached garage and construct a new 2-story residence with an attached garage on a substandard lot with regard to minimum lot width and area in the R1U single-family urban residential zoning district. The proposal includes an attached accessory dwelling unit, ADU, which is a permitted use. We have a staff report here, and I'm not sure who that is from. That's from Mr. Paz. Is he with us tonight?
No, he is not here, so I'm filling in for him. I believe there was a applicant presentation, but it looks like we haven't been able to download it, so we will just put up the plans.
Okay. Any other additions or corrections to the staff report?
No other changes.
Okay, thank you. Did any commissioners have any questions, clarifying questions on the staff report? Ms. Kennedy.
Yes, I'm just curious. Do we happen to know just how many projects are currently being built by this developer in Menlo Park?
I don't have that number. Maybe the applicant can provide some information on that.
Okay. Well, let's go to the applicant, and they can maybe answer that question as well as provide any presentation that they have for us.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners, and I believe we do have a presentation that is working. It was a little large earlier, so we reduced it. Is everyone able to see the screen?
Yep.
I can. All right, I can move. Great. So just a little bit more context we are building on 905 Sherman Avenue. And let's see if this will move. Just to give a little site context, the reason we're applying for a use permit is due to the size of the lot. We have a 5,500 square foot lot, 50 wide by 110 deep, and it is smaller than the typical lot size. Typical is 65 by 100, also typical is 7,000 square feet. So that is the reason. Oh, for our use permit. Is the presentation going to come back on?
Yes, give me a second. For some reason it disappeared. Give me 1 second.
Okay, I'll just continue talking as you bring that back up. There is an existing home on the site. It's a 1-story, a little over 1,200 square feet. There is a detached 1-car garage also on site, as well as an existing accessory structure that was previously used as an office. And there's some images there on the right to show you the existing structures. We are proposing to build a new 2-story home in place of these structures. Let's get the next slide. There we go. A little bit about the neighbor context. There are a lot of 1-story and 2-story homes along Sherman Avenue. As you can see in the photos here, they are traditional styles with gable and shed roofs and sometimes tipped roofs. The main material being used is a stucco. You can see in the bottom left 3 images on Cloud Street, there are actually some new construction being built, 2 craftsman 2-story homes, and then a modern farmhouse there in the bottom right-hand corner. That's also on Cloud Street. As the neighborhood is evolving, we are proposing a more modern aesthetic for this new 2-story home. However, we are maintaining a more traditional roof at the 2nd story to align with the homes in the neighborhood. We are keeping with the stucco material that's seen along the street. So mainly stucco is being used with a horizontal lap siding, as you can see on the left side, that's at the front, comes along that left side, and it's also used at the rear. This home will be a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. There is a 2-car attached garage and an attached 1-bedroom, 1-bath ADU. There are 2 uncovered off-street parking spaces as well on the driveway. The height is 26'3", which is below our 28-foot height max. And there are a total of 9 trees analyzed, 7 trees that are on site, 1 street tree and 2 trees off site. 5 of the non-protected trees are proposed for removal due to the proximity of the development, and 2 replacement trees are being proposed, which I'll go over in a slide further down. There was a lot of participation in this design process, more so than usual. So the next few slides are just to go into detail of how we address some concerns and feedback that came up from the community and the neighbors. We worked with city planning staff, the neighbors, to make sure that we revise the plans accordingly to address these concerns. One of the main concerns was about our 2nd story. Previously, we had a more boxy massing at the 2nd story that overlapped our garage. There was a concern about this projection, as well as that boxiness at the top not blending into the context mess. We went back to revise our drawings and significantly revise our 2nd floor to set back from that 1st story. We revised the entire roof plan to make sure that we're shutting down and limiting our flat roof to just the 1st story, staying true to that modern aesthetic. Another concern that came up was regarding a off-site tree, which we've identified as tree 6. It's that tree in the right rear corner of the adjacent left lot. The canopy is shown with a green hatch. This tree was a concern of being impacted. As you can see in the left diagram, there's a blue shaded area for our footprint, and that house foundation is a bit closer than recommended for that tree number 6. We revised our plans by flipping the entire home and massing to make sure that that house foundation is further away from that tree, lessening the impact on it. There is an outdoor living area that is on that left rear corner, but that's using a different construction method, which I'll go over. The pedestrian pathways along the left side, as well as any seating area, is modified as well to make sure that we're using gravel and non-compaction in order to reduce the impact on that tree 6. And we are not putting any replacement trees or new trees underneath that drip line to make sure that we're not impacting that tree as well. Looking further at that outdoor living space, which we're calling a lanai, on the left-hand diagram, we had originally a hardscape, concrete hardscape out there, but we're asked to relook at and revisit to make sure that we can lessen the impact on that tree with a different construction method. So in the right diagram, you can kind of see there's 2 doors that go onto this lanai. And so for code, we're providing a concrete landing, but the rest of that lanai, we're actually changing to a paver to make sure that we're not impacting that tree as much. 6-inch maximum excavation and making sure that we're using no compaction and hand digging in that area. Also, there's a little bit of planting on both the corners, again, just reducing and furthering our design to make sure that we lessen the impact on that tree 6. Furthermore, the arborist report and details were requested to integrate some notes to make sure that we're furthering and making sure that we're documenting this resolution to lessen the impact. So there are details in our landscape drawings that do show the pavers being used, non-compacted subgrade, as well as hand digging notes and tree protection areas. There were more concerns from neighbors about tree number 4 as well as number 5. When we flipped the home, the garage is now on the left-hand side and does impact the trees highlighted in red in that left diagram. We actually curved the driveway to make sure that we could retain and protect as many trees as we can. So 2 of those trees are being preserved and protected. For the 2 trees that are being removed, resolutions for that, we are working with the neighbors at 885 Sherman on the left adjacent property. We are moving our fence line in to our property to allow for access to the driveway, as well as we're going to replace that tree with a tree species that is acceptable to the neighbors on their side of the fence, but on our property. And then tree 5, our driveway, unfortunately, is now on top of that tree 5. So we are replacing that tree with a new crepe myrtle 24-inch box at the right front of our property. And those were the main concerns that we worked with the neighbors and staff to make sure we could address and come up with a floor plan and massing and elevation that would accommodate these concerns and make sure that we're complementing the neighborhood and being thoughtful in where we how we protect trees. Thank you for listening to us tonight, giving your time, and please let us know if you have any questions or concerns regarding the design. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any clarifying questions from the commission before I open it up for public comment? Okay, not seeing any. Mr. Turner, I'd like to open up public comment now. Can you see if we have any hands raised to comment on this project?
I do have a couple hands raised at the moment. I'm first going to introduce Randy Avalos. I will, as a reminder, you will have 3 minutes to share your comment or question. Please clearly state your name and address, political jurisdiction in which you live, or organizational affiliation. Another reminder, if you have multiple speakers on the same account, please let us know at the beginning of your comment, and we will make sure each speaker has the ability to speak for 3 minutes. And Randy, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
Hi, good evening, commissioners. Randy Avalos, District 5. I just wanted to comment regarding, not specifically to the project, but to Thomas James Homes. They actually have a construction up here at 30 Sharon Court. It's a wonderful design, and the family has great design they've been working on. But the construction process has been a continuous disregard for the neighborhood. Early starts, ending late past hours. I get it, contractors are driving from the valley, they want to start early, but it's been constant back and forth. Excuse me. Okay, so sorry, but I don't know whose echo that is, but just a comment that the experience of the construction process with Thomas James Hone has not been pleasant for the neighborhood. That is all. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Mr. Turner, you said we had another hand raised.
Yes, I have one more hand raised at the moment. Just as a reminder, if you would like to give public comment, click the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen, or click *9 if you're calling in. So at the moment, I will introduce, it's just listed as Roxy. As a reminder, you will have 3 minutes to share your comment or question. Please clearly state your name, address, political jurisdiction which you live, or organizational affiliation. Please also let us know if you have multiple people speaking from the same account, and we'll make sure each person has 3 minutes to speak. So Roxy, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
That wasn't my dog. You can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So actually my husband Vic is also going to want to speak after this. My name is Roxy Roripa Lovell. I live at 885 Sherman Avenue in Menlo Park. That's the house right next to 905. When our house was built in the 1940s, the lot had a mature valley oak on it. The builder decided to grade around the tree's roots, build a short retaining wall to keep the dirt in, and put the garage in at an angle to accommodate the tree. What a great decision that was. 80 years later, that valley oak is still alive and healthy, 42 inches in diameter, and has been providing shade, oxygen, habitat for animals all of this time. The oak tree must be over 100 years old, maybe 200 years, and if the right decisions are made, could live another century or more. So a big house is going to be built next door. The decisions made about how this house is built mean a great deal to the future of this tree and others. I have worked with TJ Homes, and they have made the design friendlier to the tree. And I have been assured by both the city planning department and TJ Homes arborist that the new house design will not harm or endanger the heritage oak tree in any way. I appreciate the safety measures TJ Homes has put in, such as fencing for the tree, hand digging in the critical root zone, avoiding the soil compacting, minimizing deep digging, and redesigning the lanai, as well as redesigning the footprint of the house. With these changes and TJ Homes' assurance of care while they're working under the oak tree while they're building the house, I look forward to sharing the beauty of this heritage valley oak, the gentle giant in our yard, with our future new neighbors for years to come. Thank you. So now I think Vic will speak.
I'm Vic Lovell, and I have lived for 50 years at 885 Sherman Avenue, next door to 905, and I'm concerned about the effects of the destruction and reconstruction on 905 on the trees, especially the live oak. I have about a dozen trees in the front yard and a dozen trees in the backyard. And this is an important part of the aesthetics of my residence and of the neighborhood and of the cemetery, which is across the intersection of two streets in front of my house. I am aware that trees extrude oxygen helping to with the physics of climate control.
Take in carbon dioxide,
They take in carbon dioxide.
convert it to oxygen.
They convert it to oxygen. And the aesthetics of my residence and my neighborhood depend on large trees, of which we have 2 of the largest. And one of those trees I planted around the time I moved in, and it's now one of the tallest trees in a neighborhood full of tall trees. And it's beautiful. And the live oak, which is one of the largest trees in a large tree neighborhood, is one of the most beautiful things on my property residence. I love it. And I think of the poet who said, I think I'll never see a tree as beautiful as a poem. And I'll see a poem more beautiful than a tree. But the tree is more beautiful than a poem. And I love the trees. They make a beautiful residence and a beautiful neighborhood. Across the streets as a cemetery and up and down. Trees are what there are in this neighborhood.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do not see any more hands at this time.
Okay. Well, I think people have had enough notice, so I will close the public comment and bring it back to the commission for comments and questions. I'd just like to say first that I believe the revised design is a vast improvement over the original design. And I am also grateful for the care that they're apparently taking with the tree and the changes to the design. So I want to commend Thomas James Homes on their outreach to the community. I think those are both very positive and worthwhile changes to the application. Do we have other, Commissioner Kennedy, did you want to speak? Okay. Other commissioners? Commissioner Riggs.
I'll just indicate my agreement with your comments, Mr. Chair. I had a completely different reaction to seeing this design than when we saw it before. And I find this as a modern design to be compatible and perfectly supportable in this case. I'll take the opportunity to make the motion to approve the request for the use permit.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Okay, I'll second the motion from the chair. Commissioner Harris.
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy.
No.
Commissioner Riggs.
Yes.
I'll vote in favor as well. So the application is approved with a vote of 3 in favor, 1 against. Thank you very much. Move to the next item on public hearing. Thank you. The next item on our public hearing agenda is item F3. This is a conditional development permit, major modification by Heather Skian at 300 Constitution Drive. So request for review and approval of major modifications to an approved conditional development permit, CDP, for interior and exterior changes to the previously approved hotel building and changes to the landscaping and on-site circulation. No changes are proposed to the number of rooms, 240 rooms, the number of on-site parking spaces, 118 parking spaces, or the shared parking agreement between the hotel use and the other site occupant, Meta, formerly Facebook. The proposed modifications would continue to comply with the floor area ratio, building coverage, and maximum height limits of the previously approved CDP. In 2016, the City Council certified an environmental impact report, EIR, as part of its approval of the Meta Campus Extension Project, which included a potential 200-room hotel. Subsequent revisions to the Meta Campus were previously analyzed through the Facebook Campus Expansion Project First Addendum. In February 2020, the City Council approved revisions to increase the number of hotel rooms to 240 rooms and approved a shared parking agreement, which was analyzed in a second addendum to the certified EIR. The currently proposed revisions have been reviewed against the analysis in the certified EIR and first and second addendums, and the proposed revisions would not result in new impacts or an increase in the severity of previously identified impacts. This item was continued from the meeting of February 28th, 2022. There is a staff report that was by Mr. Paz, who's not here tonight. So I suppose Ms. Sandmeyer is pinch hitting on this one as well. Are there any additions, corrections, anything you wanted to add at this time, Ms. Sandmeyer?
Yeah, there's no updates to the staff report, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Do you have any questions from the commission from Ms. Sandmeyer? Okay, I'm not seeing any. I assume we have someone from the applicant here tonight. We have considered this project in some detail previously, but I understand there have been some changes to the design. Mr. Hilberts, are you going to speak?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Good evening. This is Manu Hilberts with Citizen M. Thanks, Chair Doran and commissioners for seeing us again tonight. Last time we presented, we heard you loud and clear. You basically had two fundamental comments. While you supported some of the changes we proposed, you felt that the proposal had really lost some of the architectural quality that it had in the previous round, especially on the north side. And Bob, our designer, will talk to us in a little bit more detail in a bit. You also indicated that local outreach shouldn't just be a term in a report. It should actually mean local outreach. So we took that to heart and spoke to some of you individually. We reached out to Cecilia and Betsy, who are very much in support of the project. And we basically continued where we left off in 2019 and 2020 in re-engaging with the Bellhaven community, and we'll continue to do that over the summer. We're also now much more specific in our art selection process. We've suggested that we select a committee comprised of 2 local artists, 2 community members, and 1 Citizen M representative to work through 10 art proposals and eventually draft 5 up to a higher level and select 1. We started working with Cheryl Bims to get her over to Seattle to showcase the design we just finalized there, which is 8 stories tall. And we use pretty much the same selection process with a committee. And lastly, we also will be offering a substantial discount to hotel bookings for the Bellhaven community. On that, I want to hand it over to Bob Tierney with Baskerville to walk us through the response to the changes of the architectural design.
Great, thanks, Manu. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. And I think I have control of the screen here. So I'm going to walk through some of our proposed modifications to the exterior design of the building that we've made to address the feedback and comments from the commission that were outlined in the staff report. So I'm going to go to, let's see, it's my arrows. Let's see, let me try this arrow here. There we go. So this is the aerial view here from Constitution. And we've modified the design of the end wall of the room block there to go to a staggered bond pattern for the metal panels to give them a little bit more scale and texture on the end panel. You can see around the base of the building that the columns have been highlighted, as well as the diagonal bracing with red to bring, again, a little more scale and pattern to the base of the building, and to sort of return it to that kind of international style that was originally proposed. We've also, you can see that the corner has been activated around the base of the restaurant, all wrapping around the corner there. And there's a little better slide of that as we get further into the deck. So this is the view from the ground level, looking at the entrance here. You can see the staggered bond pattern. Can you see my cursor in the presentation?
Yeah. Yes.
You can?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you can see the staggered bond pattern on the end panels. You can see the accentuated columns and the bracing there. There's exposed columns surrounding the pedestrian entry there off of the plaza. So those are all modifications proposed to sort of give the project a little bit more scale and texture and a better pedestrian experience. The night view of the same angle and view of the building. This is a close-up view of the restaurant that's proposed there, and you can see the activation of that corner with the cafe seating outside. You can see the treatment of the metal panels. It's a little bit hard to see, but those are the staggered panels on the end view. Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. That's the mouse is moving the slide. So this is a view of the plaza there, which will be activated and intended for use by the general public as well as hotel guests. So a lot of activity planned there, and activity coming in and out of the restaurant, as well as the hotel lobby there to the left. Again, you can see the diagonal bracing and the columns around the base, and that's sort of what we're calling the TV frame, television frame sort of treatment around the room blocks. As we move around towards the back, we've added this pedestrian crosswalk from Chilco that brings a pedestrian into this rear entry. So in order to sort of warm up the experience and give a little more scale to this entry in the back, we've wrapped the glass around the corner to sort of lighten that corner. This was all solid before, so we've wrapped the glass around both sides. We've added a green wall there to kind of warm up that pedestrian experience. And then most importantly, along the back of the building here, we've articulated the facade similar to the way we had done on the restaurant side to add the scale of the television sort of frame elements around the base as well. So it gives it a much more front of house feel, and we feel a better face to that sort of back of the building. We've also added floor to ceiling glass in the fitness center and the offices in the back of the building there. And you can see the landscaping and the glazing around the base there towards that entry all gives it a little bit more scale and a better pedestrian experience at the back entry there. We go to the next slide. Here's another view, sort of moving around the base of the building. This is the restaurant over here. That the design really hasn't changed on the restaurant, but you can see how we've picked up on that facade treatment all along the back there to give a much more articulated presence to the back of the building there. You can see the glass that we've added floor to ceiling on the fitness center and the offices, and also the glass that wraps around the corner of that entry element from the Chilco crosswalk over there. And also you can see the end panels here in the guest room blocks have the staggered bond pattern on the panels to give a little bit more articulation and scale to those elements there on the end walls. We've also added a couple images of, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a bit. My mouse is sensitive. So these are some other Citizen M projects that give you a sort of sense of the look and feel of a Citizen M public space. So all this color and texture and this kind of vibe is what you will see through the glass around the base of the building. And we really feel like that will sort of lighten up the appearance of the outside, make it a lot more kind of friendly and pedestrian scale, and add a lot of articulation to the base when you look through the glass from the public spaces and the two entries and the restaurants. We wanted to share sort of those typical kind of Citizen M touches on the interior space, and our proposed design will read kind of similar, not the same, but this sort of similar vibe on the inside that you'll be able to read through from the exterior spaces. So that's kind of a real quick summary. If you want to get back and discuss any of the slides, I'm happy to go back through it, but those are the modifications we've made to address the comments we received from the commission, and I look forward to your feedback.
Thank you. I want to open it up for public comment, but if we have any clarifying questions from the commission first, we can do that. Not seeing any. So I would like to open it up for public comment now. Mr. Turner, do we have any hands raised?
I see one hand at the moment. As a reminder, if you would like to give public comment, please click the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen. And if you're calling in, click *9 on your phone. But at the moment, I will introduce Pam Jones. Pam, as a reminder, you will have 3 minutes to share your comment or question. Please clearly state your name, address, political jurisdiction in which you live, or organizational affiliation. If you have multiple speakers on the same account, please let us know at the beginning of your time, and we'll make sure all speakers have their 3 minutes to talk. Pam, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
Thank you. Pamela Jones, long time resident of the Bellhaven neighborhood. And I represent myself, which I'm very happy to do. I met with them, actually several of us here met with not the people that it presented, and I cannot remember their names, and I didn't find my notes, but we met with them sometime in 2019 over at the Meta Harris Center. They were inviting residents to come in and talk to them at various times. They were very, very accommodating. What I was most impressed about was the business model, which indicated that the first hire is from the local neighborhood. So that would mean the Bellhaven community. And that their training was for success. They had an upward mobility model. And I wanted to make sure that that commitment is still there. And I say that because we've had previous hotel projects that made that commitment and hired very few of our residents. And so my trust level is not terribly high. And other than that, that's pretty much all I have to say about it.
Thank you. Mr. Turner, do we have any other hand raised?
I don't see any other hands at the moment. Again, please click the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen if you would like to give public comment.
I think we've had enough warning given the one comment, so I want to close public comment now, bring it back to the commission for questions and comments. I just want to note for the record that I did meet with the developers of this project long ago, but I do want to make sure I make the disclosure. It seems like it's been years ago now. And I also toured one of their projects under construction in Seattle. I don't think that's going to affect my ability to be impartial. Do we have any commissioners that would like to speak on the application?
So I too met with Menno Hilberts after the last time that they presented the project. So I wanted to disclose that, and I am happy with the changes that they've made. I feel that they really heard what we were saying. It's unfortunate that Commissioner Tate is not here for this presentation because she had some comments. But I do feel that they, brought something back to the table that was eminently supportable.
Thank you. Anyone else? Well, oh, Commissioner Harris. You're on mute.
Sorry, I was having trouble making the buttons work. Yeah, I applaud the changes. I like how the back feels more inviting. I think it was also nice to show us kind of what another one of these hotels will look like, and with the colors and it being inviting. So I appreciate that. I would like to get an understanding of how you all work with the local communities for hiring, and the way that you, as Ms. Jones was saying, you discussed that you help with upward mobility and training. So if there is somebody here that could speak to that, I think that would be super helpful. And and I also did meet too after our last meeting to get a bit of a lay of the land. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I can answer that question if anybody can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, so we do this in every project where we do not hire typical hotel staff. We hire friendly people and we train them ourselves. So the criteria of working for us are completely different from your traditional hotel. This is not an empty promise. We're not going away and reversing that. We've also signed up for job train. That's an MOU that we will commit to. So we have every intention of delivering that promise. I hope that satisfies Pam's concern that it shouldn't be just words, it should be real actions, and it is. So yeah, we just completed this in Miami over the weekend. We do a casting day where we invite potential new hires and just take them through a morning of interactive, playful exercises, and we select a group of people that are really selected on being interesting and fun people, as opposed to hotel professionals. That the hotel skills, we train them, and we do that over the course of the next 2 months. We take new hires and train them extensively on property, but also on different properties. So there'll be some travel involved. So it's quite an interesting opportunity for entry-level positions.
And I like that. How do you go about promoting this to folks in the neighborhood so that they can make sure to hear about these opportunities?
Well, that's a good question. So that really is, that's our hotel team that's probably going to start in, let's say, 1.5 years from now when we get closer to opening. And they will start that local, because they're very much the local part of Citizen M. They're going to operate the hotel, and they will do much more in-depth community outreach and work with the local communities to find out who those groups are.
Okay. All right. Terrific.
So it'll be very much hands-on.
Great. I like to hear it. I look forward to hearing how that is successful, and appreciate that. I'm sorry I went a little off topic, but I think given Ms. Jones' comments, I think it's important to hear from you on that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Commissioner Riggs. You're on mute.
Thank you. And I will echo, well, I'll echo two comments. One that I also met with Mr. Hilberts, and I also particularly appreciate the return of the design to some of the elements that we liked when we first saw the project. I think this will be a successful project, an attractive project. And I'm particularly interested in the business model of the small unit with the kinder public spaces. So I find this project completely supportable. Looking forward to it.
Chair Doran, you're on mute.
Thank you. I'm always putting that out to other people. Yeah, I'll just add my own comments. I am very happy with this redesign. I think it does return it to something, closer to what we originally approved. And I was disappointed to see the last design, and especially the treatment around the fitness center and the back of the house, as they're calling it. So I am pleased with this redesign and prepared to support it. I don't see any other hands raised. Mr. Hilberts, you still have your hand raised, but you turn your camera off, so I assume that you're done. So I will move to a vote. Commissioner Harris.
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy.
Yes.
Commissioner Riggs.
I'm sorry, point of order. Did you want a motion and a second?
I do. I would like that very much. Anyone want to do that?
I'll move to approve per the staff report. I'm not going to try to read it.
I'll second it.
Thank you. I guess we'll have to start again. Commissioner Harris, are you still in favor of this project?
I'm even more in favor now that we're
Now that we're following proper procedure. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy.
Yes.
Commissioner Riggs.
Yes.
I'm happy to vote in favor of this properly motioned and seconded proposal. So the motion is approved with 4 votes in favor and 3 absences. That concludes the public hearing part of tonight's meeting. I will move to item G. G1 on our agenda is informational items and future planning commission meeting schedule. We've got meetings on the 25th and on May 2nd. Ms. Sandmeyer, did you have anything else to add? Any other announcements for us?
Yeah, so the next meeting is April 25th, and that will be Willow Village will be on that meeting. And then we'll have a special meeting on May 2nd, and that will be for the 1350 Adams Court project. And that concludes my updates, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Ms. Sandmeyer? Not seeing any, so I will adjourn this meeting at 8:07 p.m., which is some kind of a recent record, I think. Thank you, everybody.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair and staff.